Good morning, Unity.
Good morning, Unity of Gaithersburg. Booyah! Welcome, I'm Pam. I am Platform Goddess for today, and I am really happy to welcome you all in person as well as in the electronic netherworlds to Unity of Gaithersburg. We are truly a positive path for spiritual living, and I'm really happy to have you all join us. So settle in. Take a moment, feel the connection, look around and beam the love to everyone around you, at home, here. So if you are joining us for the first time, we are delighted to welcome you into our sanctuary of sacred cyberspace. Our greeters have a little information packet for you if you are a first-timer. If you have any questions, feel free to send us an email or give us a call. Our contact info is on our website at unityofgaithersburg.org. We are so grateful for our Sunday morning staff who are everywhere, our musical talents, our AV team, Keith, Kevin, and Jim, for bringing you the sound and the live stream. John, Paul, Jim, and Jeff anchoring us with amazing music. Michael, our facilities custodian, and our wonderful youth director, Beth. She's with the kids. We are so blessed by our Sunday morning crew. And now I'm going to turn it over to Rev Steve, who's here in person, by the way, until November 1st. Our blessing for our spiritual nugget.
Thank you, dear. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. What a day it is. I'm so glad to be back with all you all, and it's been quite a ride getting here again. And I was back in Kansas City, Missouri for some work, and now I'm back here, and what a trip it is. How wonderful it is to see all of your energy. It's very contagious, as you well know. One of the things that happens in Unity is that we have a lot of what I would call spiritual nuggets. You know, every now and then you'll be reading a book, or you'll be hearing about something, or you'll go someplace for some spiritual nourishment, and there'll be a takeaway that really seems to fit for you. Well, I want to share with you on the screen one of our spiritual nuggets. This is what Jesus said in Scripture. Was Matthew 7:3-5. Forget about that speck of weakness or limitation you can find in the other person. Get busy changing your own level of consciousness. Oh, my God. You mean my habit of gathering evidence that somebody else is wrong is not what JC says? Who knew? We do now. Stay with us. Go ahead.
This is a beautiful song that I think you all know, and you're welcome to sing with us. Ready? Send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my peace over the mountains. I send my peace over the sea. I send my peace into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my joy over the mountains. I send my joy over the sea. I send my joy into the heavens, and it returns to me. Send my love over the mountains. Send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. And it returns to me. And it returns to me.
That's one of my favorite songs. I love that song. Karen Drucker. So thank you. So today we are having transition update meeting. Please make sure to stay with us after the service, 12:15. So it'll be in person as well as in your living room on Zoom. So please make sure to stay. We'll be discussing the draft of the core values, vision, and mission. The Zoom link is in the newsletter, if you haven't read it, as well as links to the newly suggested additions to the amazing core values, vision, and mission. Everyone's invited. Okay, so applications are also available for the ministry search team. So if you would like to participate or submit your application to be on the ministry search team, a link is in the newsletter, or you can email us for a copy.
I want to say something about the minister search team. I don't know about you, but I believe a lot of folks here are probably really excited to hear that, hey, we're about to search for a new minister. That could include you. It probably does, yes? Aren't you glad? So part of why I'm here as your transitional interim minister is to help you go and grow through the reset time between the time when Cheryl, the previous minister, when she left, and when you are getting ready to take another look at who have we come here to be? Who have I in this place called Unity of Gaithersburg? Am I on this planet come here to be? And to be sharing some of that. And so we've done a lot of that kind of work right now. And so one of the primary processes of our transitional process with Unity is happening now as we invite you, if you're a member or willing to become an active member by the end of this month, to send your application in to be on the search team. The search team is a very significant team in the history of any ministry. You'll be meeting quite a few times, and you'll have a lot of support. I will help the team get going and everything, but it's really an exciting time. And so we know that it's all in Spirit's hands, right? Mm-hmm. So it's great.
So also, another opportunity we'll be having is the membership class. So if you are not yet a member and you are interested in learning all about the history and the values of Unity and how to join Unity of Gaithersburg and participate in the membership class, please do join us for our next class. It'll be 3 Wednesdays on July 14th, 21st, and 28th from 7 to 9 p.m. on Zoom. So go to the special events page on our website for more information or the Zoom link. We also have our summer class coming up, which is exciting. We have wonderful Keith Mounts and Edie Crane.
So Keith and I have been having a lot of fun planning this class, and Friday we wrapped up our syllabus, and this was in my inbox the following day. We are slowed down sound and light waves, a walking bundle of frequencies tuned into the cosmos. We are souls dressed up in sacred biochemical garments, and our bodies are the instruments through which our souls play their music. And that is from our friend Albert Einstein. And so Keith and I, Keith, who you can't see right now, but he's in the quantum world, because he's not, just because he's on the camera doesn't mean he doesn't exist. He and I are entangled. There's quantum entanglement. So we invite you to delve into the science of spirituality starting this Tuesday.
And now we will share our prayer for our transition process. We hold a vision of a smooth, grace-filled, and peaceful ministry transition process, embracing our differences as we expand our consciousness of oneness and love. Throughout this process, informed by our divine nature, we co-create joy-filled, loving, and expansive growth experiences. I have to just say there for a minute, that was so wonderful to hear people's voices again. Like, here. Yay! Oh, that's wonderful. Okay. And now for our daily word. For Sunday, July 11th, 2021. I know the truth of each dear one that I hold in prayer. What an honor it is to hold others in prayer. I am grateful for this sacred trust and use it to see beyond appearances, knowing they are temporary conditions. I focus on the unchangeable truth that each one for whom I pray is a divine being, a living expression of God. As I pray for others, I envision divine peace, calming thoughts, and strengthening faith. I see healing leading to the realization of wholeness. I pray divine love and wisdom create harmony in relationships, guiding every decision. I affirm divine order is established in every area of life. I claim for them the zeal to complete everything that needs to be done. I then give thanks, grateful to bless others with the gift of prayer. Matthew 18:19. Again, truly I tell you, if two of you agree on earth about anything you ask, it will be done for you by my Father in heaven. And now let's prepare for meditation by singing All Is Well.
As I close my eyes and the world disappears, I can feel my breath rise and fall. There's a light inside that dispels all my fears, and I hear a gentle voice calling. All is well.
This morning we take time to go deep into awareness that all is well. And wherever we may be, whether we're right here in this sanctuary and for those of us online, our brothers and sisters around the planet, all is well. These are words that are incredibly short and deeply transformative, powerful. And so with a few deep breaths, we return all of our awareness to the belief, or even an unbelief, if that's where you are right now, that all is well. This is a time as we move and shift our perception to our center of peace that is within us, the center of love. This is a time where we are renewed in heart and mind and body. This is a time when we also realize that we are one. We are one in a unity of spirit. There is no separation, even though it certainly appears that way in our human lens and human experience. And so there are many ways when we are called to remember that all is well. And it's the reason that we are here, gathered together in person and through cyberspace. There's a reason that we are gathered together. And ultimately, it is always to remember that all is well, I celebrate what is well. All is well. I embrace and give thanks. All is well. And for any signs or feelings or thoughts that are the opposite of that, I hear, I embrace, I extend my core identity of love, of healing, spiritual power to every thought, all the evidence that I've gathered that would suggest that I'm alone. And with a deep breath, we move into the place that reminds us that there is oneness, that there is only love, only unity. Divine love reigns in the silence. And with a deep breath, we again, in our heart, we give thanks for the time of release, a time of affirming, a time of shifting our perception to what we know is a spiritual truth. Sometimes it seems unattainable, and yet we know. Yes, we know who walks beside us. We know who walks in, as, and through us. We know who walks in, as, and through all humanity, in all situations, everywhere. There's always possibility. And so we give thanks. And as we open our eyes, we've said, Amen. We've said, thank you, sweet Spirit. We let our eyes focus on our space. Perhaps here in this beautiful sanctuary, it's our neighbors. Perhaps wherever we are in our space online, it is becoming reacquainted with who is with you, who walks with you. And so it is with great joy and gratitude that we give thanks for this time of remembrance, time of claiming our identity. And we declare firmly, and it is so. Amen.
In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals. free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when it seems I've lost my way, and I go inside and quiet my mind, I can hear Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. Oh, there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love.
All right. Oh, how beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, music team. It's just stunning. And that's a song that always grabs me, especially when I get off center thinking that I'm not aware of love's presence. I'm not aware of love in this situation, and especially what's happened that I easily forget. And so one thing that we gather here today is, as I've said many times, that unity is a remembrance society in one way, to help us each remember what is true for us and what is true for you. And what is true is a universal principle that a lot of people will embrace. And some people will not embrace what we believe. I mean, perish that thought, really? Is that true? Does it matter to you? Sometimes it does. And yet what we know is that there's possibilities that any time that we wish to make a choice, to choose again, to be aware of other possibilities around the evidence other than the evidence we've been gathering that affirms what we think is true. If we would do that, then our life changes. And our energy, since we have a sense of oneness and unity, it's contagious, is it not? And so, look at this next slide, or maybe the first slide, I don't know which it is. Oneness is the natural state of humankind, and the urge toward oneness is a natural tendency of the universe. Some of you may remember the classic text of The Quest, Journey of Spiritual Rediscovery. Richard and Mary Alice Jafoya. I knew them really well. They were doing that book when I was first in ministerial school at Unity Village. And the truth is that is it possible that we are always able to rediscover something that is true for us and that we forget? What have you always known around your spiritual religious path that sometimes you forget? I mean, I do that with disturbing frequency. I mean, really. If you think I have my act together, bless you. I need to meet you. No. I didn't see anybody running out of the room yet. Hey, online, that's one thing you'll miss if you're not here in person. People run out of the room screaming. That was one of my big fears as a minister. People haven't screamed on their way out. You know what fears are? Fears is just another way of saying, well, I'm putting a block over my awareness of love's presence, of my identity. And we do that with great disturbance. Okay, and the next slide. We're going to be talking about at your most spiritual level, there's no boundary that masks where you leave off and someone else begins. Now, the thing about boundaries, and you know, one thing we talk about is in these days, it's important that we set our boundaries, our personal boundaries, that we don't give our life away to a situation or to a church or to a ministry. Change the name, same thing. We don't give our life away or to a partner or to a job or to a physical condition that we have determined and we've said as it is true. So what really is true about this is there's no boundary that masks where you, the spiritual you, leaves off and others begin. There's no boundary that beyond our physical awareness, and this is where the class on Tuesday is going to be really wonderful, saying where there's lots of evidence for those of us that are really in our left brains, a lot like me, there's evidence that there is something that's measurable that we might say is spirit, your energy of love. And so that energy of love doesn't go away just because you've had a bad day or you've had a bad hair day. I could have those all the time. Resonate? And, you know, I have enough of those. I don't need that one. I'll choose another excuse to gather evidence that something is true. And so as we take a look at another slide, unity principle number 2. And by the way, just because I say this is unity principle number 2 doesn't necessarily mean anything. By the way, when I say anything, it doesn't necessarily mean anything. People, when I got into ministerial school, I was expecting to hear this, and this is true. And then unity always says, and also, maybe another way of looking at that, to paraphrase A Course in Miracles. There's always another way of looking at that. And unity principles, if all of us were unity ministers here, and there's maybe 40, 50 people here right now, and also 40 or 50 online, and we asked what are our unity principles, and there'd be 50 or 100 different points of view of what is a unity principle. Some might be very common. So, in other words, people that, my dad would always say, I just want the facts, Steve. I don't want all this. He didn't say airy-fairy stuff. I added that later. But it's like, what is real? So commonly, this is the themes, the principles of what unity is founded on. And one of the principles is, it's really wonderful to recognize your divinity and to recognize that there is a place in everyone, that everyone is a child of God. And that love is all there is, and there's a spirit out there that's going by many words of God, Allah, infinite spirit, wisdom. And so it's possible that we also need to do something beyond just say these things are good. You've heard me talk about spiritual bypassing. That's a common phrase hearing these days. What we do is we hide behind, it's the spiritual principle. So therefore, if you do use this principle, then all will be well with you. You don't have to do anything. The thing about unity that is so powerful is we have some action beliefs. It's one thing to hold religious, spiritual beliefs, whatever the spiritual beliefs might be, and another thing is to hold them in yourself and then judge yourself and other people when you don't see them living them, expressing them. But what about if it's really important that in addition to believing, if you have a spiritual belief, that's wonderful. We celebrate that. And how are you acting in life? How are we showing up in life to demonstrate this, to reflect this principle? One place to begin would be to, what is showing up in your life, in your own personal life, and what you've seen around the planet, perhaps at work, perhaps in other groups of people, that is not like an expression of love. And therefore, if it's not an expression of love, you don't see it. It's not coming from you. It's not coming from someone towards you. What are the options? Well, the options are to put action to it. The action could be, says, well, I'm aware that I'm not really, that I'm judging this situation, this person, this process, this political party, this action. And what I'm not doing is putting action, showing up in my life of what I could be doing about this. To look at my own thoughts of what's going on with me. And so when we recognize that we have a spiritual principle, we can do all kinds of things that will make a huge difference. And one of them is to know that agreeing and disagreeing in love is a possibility. And so I don't need to say too much around the drama that's going on around the planet in terms of calls for love. If it's not love, it's a call for love. In my life and in our lives. And so Unity has been focusing for decades on a lot of these spiritual principles. And only in recent years, recent decades, have we decided it's one thing for us to believe in Unity principles and in spiritual principles. And in the power of prayer, Unity was really founded on the power of prayer, with co-founder Myrtle Fillmore healed herself of tuberculosis through prayer. She put JC, Jesus Christ, her image of Jesus Christ, in a chair and had ongoing dialogues and conversations with him over quite a bit of period of time. And she learned about prayer, and she began to turn it into a spiritual process, not one where you would be begging and seeing Spirit and God as an energy or something or someone that's judging you. That's the different views of God. We understand that. And so she learned that if I'm willing to do something, prayer, it worked. And so that's how Unity started. She healed herself. Her husband, who was a business person, didn't believe in any of that kind of stuff. He saw the change in his wife, and that drew him into all of this spirituality work. And that just, it kept growing. People heard about them, and they saw the difference, and they came to her, and they had study groups, and they just kept growing. They grew from nothing in Kansas City, Missouri, and now Unity Village is a suburb in Leaf Summit, 1,400 acres, and now it's a worldwide movement. It's not the only path. Many different paths to Spirit. But if it's true that we need to put ourselves into a place, how do we handle the calls for love? How do we handle when things are really up and in painful ways? And there doesn't seem to be any possibility whatsoever. But what it is, it's about agreeing and disagreeing in love. And so you have a handout. If you didn't receive a handout when you came in, could you raise your hand and keep your hand up? And one of the ushers will come by and give you one. I think he got one here. Everybody has one of these. Okay. Back in 2005, a minister that I know really well, Reverend Gary Simmons, a Unity minister, he created this process because he was doing work with Unity churches around the country, like I'm doing, interim work and so on. And one of the common themes quite often it's not why I'm here. Sometimes an interim is necessary because there's been major drama in a church. Imagine that, drama in a church and Unity, really? Drama happens. doo-doo occurs. I didn't say that. And so he realized that we need to have a process of putting into action what happens when there's profound disagreement. And even when there's even minor disagreement. Because quite often, a lot of us have merit badges. They're unseen, that we wear a lot. It's a merit badge in being able to verbally agree that someone did something wrong or change their point of view. Or we wear merit badges of, I want to speak up to that. I don't agree with this. And you talk with one person, and then you talk about what you just heard or whatever, and that person picks up on it and they tell someone else. And what happens when we make a decision to have what we call parking lot conversations about someone else? They used to call it the rumor mill or whatever. And so is there a spiritual way to look at all this? Well, this was in 2005, and I had just become a Unity minister. And I was very aware, any minister knows that there are times in a ministry where there's disagreements, where there's minor ones and sometimes major ones. And what would happen, Gary Simmons thought, and what he taught was, if the entire ministry were introduced to some policies of how do you handle, how do you respond to, how do you prevent the disagreements when there's disagreements, and when disagreements happen and it's normal, what do you do about it? Well, the preventative way, of course, is a spiritual way. Imagine that. And so what we don't do in Unity is we say we take a vote on how many of you think what this person said was true and how many you don't. You don't take a conscious vote on it, but you do as you go around talking with other people about what you perceived about a situation without going, as Reverend Cheryl used to say quite a bit here, without going direct to that person. And so we're going to be taking a deeper look at this. And one of the things that I've committed to every place I've served as a ministry and as an interim consultant is to introduce, and in this case I think reintroduce, because I'm not sure if there's anybody here know for sure if this ministry has gone over this. I think it may have, because the word, when Cheryl used the phrase go direct, that's where this comes from. Where that comes from. By the way, it's warm in here. Is it? Yeah, please. And so here's some steps that we can take. What we say is really, really important. We've learned this in Unity, that ministries can set a climate of peace and how you prevent things escalating. And a lot of it has to do with consciousness, believe it or not. And that's what we talk about in Unity. It's about consciousness. And this agreeing and disagreeing in love has really three major parts. Starting with our thoughts. Unity teaches very strongly that our thoughts have creative and co-creative power. Our thoughts. You can think it's something and you don't share it with anybody, you think it has no power. Well, even a thought does. But then if you say it, if you put power to it with someone else, it has even more power. And then so therefore we have these thoughts, and then what's the action we take, and then what do we do in our life to promote this? And so one of the things is this will all be an opportunity for spiritual growth. And if you heard some of this before, fine. It's one thing that I would suggest that you just pay attention to. As in the past, I've asked for 3 volunteers to come forward. I want to ask Jane and Dwayne and Richard. Would you come on up here, please? And we have a couple mics that you'll share. Here's one. Richard? And just sort of stay here and face them. And I'll sort of move out of the way here. That's good. They'll share.
You already have yours.
They'll share on.
Okay, so you guys can share it.
Yeah. And in case you want it, I have one with bigger fonts. I need bigger fonts sometimes.
Thank you, Steve.
You good? You good? All right. I'm the one. You and I are the only one that.
Yeah,
You got it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got it. I'm good.
I also want to acknowledge you, Richard. Your first time here, I think. Or
Not
for
the
a
first
while?
time.
Okay, you're not. Okay. Okay, good. So we Richard, Jane, and Dwayne. Okay, so what we're going to do is read this, and you don't need to read the scripture part because just read it and pay attention as you hear these words, because you can read along if you wish. And then we'll pause after each segment, so we'll do those three, and you can change. We'll just go this way. You'll read one and two, and then pass the mic. You'll take care of the mic, okay? Let's go.
In thought, we accept conflict. We acknowledge that conflict is a normal part of life in the church.
We endeavor to see conflict as symptomatic of what's missing in our intention to create authentic community. Peacemaking is creating a pathway to God.
Hold the mic up to your chin, please.
Hold it up.
To your chin,
Oh, I
yeah.
got you. We commit to prayer. We examine where we are coming from and release our need to be right. We acknowledge that all parties have needs and prayer for win-win solutions. No prayers for my success or for the other to change.
Okay. Wait a second. Wait a moment. So, no, not yet. And then one thing is that anything in that section on thought, accepting conflict, affirming the truth, commit to prayer. 3 simple, very straightforward, practical things to put in agreeing and disagreeing in love consciousness here. And then number 4, in action.
Okay. We go directly to those with whom we disagree. We avoid behind-the-back criticism. We refrain from engaging in parking lot conversations.
And read the blue to number 5. Up your chin, please.
We go in the spirit of humility. We go in gentleness, patience, and humility. We own our part in the conflict instead of blaming others and acting as if others are responsible for how we are.
We are quick to listen. We listen carefully, summarizing and checking out what is heard before responding. We seek as much to understand as to be understood.
We are slow to judge. We suspend judgments, end enrolling others in our position, discard threats, and act in non-defensive and non-reactive ways.
We are willing to negotiate. We work through disagreements constructively. We identify issues, interests, and needs of all, rather than stake positions. We generate a variety of options for meeting all parties' needs, rather than defending our own individual way. We evaluate options by how they meet the needs and satisfy the interests of all sides, not just one side's values. We collaborate in working out a joint solution so that each side gains, grows, and wins. We cooperate with the emerging agreement, accepting the possible, not demanding the ideal. We reward ourselves for each step forward toward agreement, and we celebrate mutuality.
And so that's examples of action that we take. And then in life, in our life,
We are steadfast in love. We are firm in our commitment to seek a mutual solution. We are steadfast in acting out of principle, doing the right thing. We are hard on issues and soft on people.
We are open to peacemaking. We are open to accept skilled help. If we cannot reach agreement among ourselves, we will use those with gifts and training in peacemaking.
We trust the community. We trust the wisdom of the community, and if we cannot reach agreement or experience reconciliation, we will turn the decision over to the membership and or seek assistance from member services of Unity Worldwide Ministries.
We seek to be an expression of Christ. We are committed to peacemaking and the demonstration of principle rather than resorting to courts of law.
All right, so before you all sit down, thank you so much we appreciate you. Before you sit down, let's all take a moment and just center ourselves. And what is going on with you having read this and heard this? And for those of you online, we have this is available on our website on the transition tab. And as you take a breath, what is your heart calling you to? What is your heart saying? Agreeing and disagreeing in love. And then with a deep breath, we give thanks, for we know what to do. Thank you. God bless you.
Life has taught me this. Every day is new. And if everything is true, all that matters when we're through is how we love. Faced with what we lack, some things fall apart, but from the ashes new dreams start. All that matters to the heart is how we love. How we love. The smallest act of kindness, in a word, a smile, a touch. In spite of our mistakes, chances come again. If we lose or if we win, all that matters in the end is how we love. I will not forget your kindness when I needed it so much. Sometimes we forget trying to be strong in this world of right and wrong. All that matters when we're gone, all that matters all along, all we have that carries on is how we love. Thank you.
Thank you, music team, for your love and through your music. It's so powerful, so powerful. One of the things I wanted to, again, as a reminder, at 12:15, for the next several Sundays, we're going to be having up to an hour, 45 minutes or an hour right after the service at 12:15. It'll be a hybrid service. So those of you that are on YouTube right now, you want to get to the link. There's a Zoom link that's been in our newsletter. You can pop in to this meeting at 12:15 on Zoom. And those of you that are here that wish to stay for it, you may stay also. And as you heard, we talk about, we're going to be looking at the draft core values, mission, and vision statements. And then also a little bit about what's going on around Unity of Gaithersburg and how we are responding to and stepping up and into applying Unity principles and universal spiritual principles to a situation with racism and with all the drama we have on our planet. What is ours to do? Who have we come here to be during this? And for me, this is an issue of our time. It is not an issue that we're going to say, oh, we'll spend a few times having a few classes and so on, we'll talk about it, and then we'll go back to normal. Well, we're not going to go back to normal. There's no normal anyway, even without COVID. And so what's really true is that we are gathered together to grow together, to grow through this incredible time together. Everyone has a gift to give during this. And everyone has their own story to tell around what's been happening in your lifetime. And so we're so grateful that we can gather together and learn from each other and agree and disagree in love about all the past, all the imagined future, and just do it in a way that is totally transformational. So right now we have more prosperity talking about.
Okay, and so now's the opportunity for us to invest in our service and all of the services that we continue to give through Unity of Gaithersburg. So if you would like to donate now, you can go to our website, of course, at www.unityofgaithersburg.org, or text GIVE to 301-918-5625 and follow the prompts. And now for our prosperity thought. The rich blessings of divine abundance flow to me, and through me I am prosperous. And our love offering blessing. Divine love, I am, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I am so grateful.
Find me, I am free, I am unlimited, right now, I am free, I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free. I am unlimited right now. You are free. You are unlimited. There are no chains that bind you. You are free. You are unlimited right now, right now. You are free. You are unlimited. There are no chains that bind you. You are free. You are unlimited right now. We are free, we are unlimited. There are no chains that bind us. We are free, we are unlimited right now, right now. We are free, we are unlimited. There are no chains that bind us. We are free, we are unlimited right now. I am unlimited. Oh, there are no chains that bind me. I am free. I am unlimited right now. I am free. I'm unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free. I am unlimited right now. I am free. I am unlimited right now.
Oh, all right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're so blessed. You know, if you look behind you, our children are here. Come on in, kids. Woo! Got some music for them coming in? Something. You are walking in the light, in the light, in the light. You are walking in the light of God. Woo! Hey! All right. Happy Sunday. Hey, 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 happy Sunday. Woo!
We have a couple affirmations. We're so happy to be back here.
It's on.
Is it on?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And finally back in the sanctuary with you. So. Yay!
I remember this thing. What's up? This is an affirmation. Yeah. My ability to conquer my challenges is limitless. My potential to succeed is infinite.
Yeah.
No matter what's going on in my life, I know I have the power to make things better.
Yeah.
When I recognize my divine power, I make powerful choices in my life.
And let's do our blessings. You guys are going to say, I am.
I am. This is the light.
You are the light of the world. You live as a light.
Now we say it to them together. We are the light of the world. We live as the light. Woo! And now, let's give our thanks to everybody that made this service possible, our ushers and greeters, and we have chaplains that are available. Chaplain Sharon, back there, you want to stand, is available after the service. She's available for you. We're here to support you in prayer. So please stand and let's form a circle for Let There Be Peace on Earth. And as we go forth with our love and our heart wide open, we agree that we agree in love, and that is the case. Amen. Have a wonderful week.